I have two videos in one for you today. I have a little Hermès unboxing to share. It's an item that I think Hermès does better than any other brand, but a lot of brands do these, and I'm going to give you price comparisons on each of those brands too. And then I want to tell you something that Coach is doing that, as far as I know, is brand new. I just saw it pop up on their website yesterday, and I've never seen them do anything like this before. And it's interesting, but it's also a little weird, and I'm scratching my head a bit about why they would do this. So I'll do Hermès first and then Coach. And if the item I'm unboxing is still available, I will have it linked in the description box below. If it's not, I'll link the similar items. I'll also link the items that I'm doing a price comparison for from other brands. And I will link the pre-loved versions of all of these, where you can find more options and often better prices. But first, welcome. I'm Autumn Beckman, and I'm here to help you live your most luxurious life within your budget. I post new videos on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, so please make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of those, and so you don't miss my daily community posts where I share the best sales of the day and fabulous handbags that I find. Also, don't miss my website, autumnbeckman.com. That's where you can find handbags and accessories that I have for sale, as well as planner pages that I've designed to help you plan and organize your handbags and your life. For example, I have a variety of calendar pages, planner pages, productivity pages, and this is the item tracker page, the front and the back, where you can write down everything you'd ever want to know about your handbags and small goods. So we're starting with the Hermès unboxing. It came in this little box. I ordered this from their website because in Houston, where I've spent most of my life, I had an Hermès store. The last place I lived, it was walkable from where I lived, but now I have to order it online because there is no Hermès anywhere near me. I'd have to get on an airplane to get to one. So here's the box with the little illustration inside. There's a closer look at that. And the paperwork came in this little envelope, and my item is wrapped up very securely, even though this item does not need that at all. There's nothing fragile about this. And inside all that crinkly paper is this tiny little box. And inside this tiny little box that says Hermès on the top is, as I'm sure many of you could guess, a twillie. This twillie is called En Liberté. As soon as I saw it on the website, I knew I needed to get one. For those of you who are new to my channel, I do have a little collection of Hermès and a few other silk scarves, the twillies and some of the square scarves. This one is called En Liberté, and it's in, some of the text is cut off, but it says, I can't read the first word, I'm reading the colorway. It includes blue, rose, and brune. I will bring this closer so you can see. It says Hermès Paris on the bottom corner there, and there's a dog. That's a Dalmatian. And as we go farther, there's another dog. And then as we go farther, there's an upside down dog. So this scarf pattern does switch, where when you have it hanging side by side, all the dogs are the right way up, which is very nice. So there's a jumping dog, and another dog, and another dog. I'm just noticing on this colorway, all the dogs are black and white. And then we'll turn it over. There's another dog, and another dog, and another dog. There's the little tag if anyone wants to see it, and more doggos. And I think it's called En Liberté because the dogs are all roaming free, having fun, playing around in the outside world. And my regular viewers will know that I got this because it has dogs on it, because I'm a big dog person. I have two dogs. One's a dachshund, one's a dachshund mix. The only flaw with this scarf is that there is no dachshund on it. However, some of you may remember that I picked up this scarf a few months ago, which has a bunch of dogs in the city, and you can see that there is a dachshund there, and then lots of other dogs along the way. And then when you turn it around, it has 1, 2, 3 dachshunds. And I love the color palette on this. It's mostly blues, but it has that contrasting ochre tones and some burnt orange, some grays, some mauve, a little bit down here. It's very pretty. There were several beautiful colorways on this scarf. I had trouble choosing, but I am happy with this one. I know we have a lot of new people on the channel now who subscribed after that Walmart Birkin video, and I know from the comments that many of those people are not that familiar with Hermès. So for those who are curious, I thought an Hermès scarf video might be a good one to do for you because their silks are a great introduction to the brand. They're among the least expensive things you can purchase from Hermès. And in my opinion, and many people share this opinion, Hermès does silks better than anyone else. And, at least within the luxury space, their scarves are priced relatively well. They're really very reasonable. So I wanted to give you a little comparison of what Hermès charges and what other brands charge. Before I do that, I should say why I think their silks are the best. The silk itself feels more substantial than other brands that I've had. Plus the printing is very precise and clear, and the colors are more vibrant. So those three things together are the things that I think make Hermès scarves stand out above and beyond any other brands. So let's go through the current retail prices for scarves that are shaped like this from Hermès, Louis Vuitton, Tiffany & Company, Gucci, Ferragamo, Fendi, Dior, and I'll also include Coach. At present, an Hermès twillie will cost you $220. I know that sounds like a lot to most people, because it is. However, we are talking luxury brands here. And when you consider the prices of scarves versus other products from luxury brands, these are a great entry point. And particularly with Hermès, they are pieces of art. They literally hire artists to design these. And for me, being an artist, when I think about it that way, I think the silks are a real bargain. So Hermès charges $220 for these. Hello. I would also note that several of these brands have these scarves in different sizes. So I'm talking about the middle of the road size here. Louis Vuitton, and they call these scarves different things too. So Hermès calls theirs the twillie, Louis Vuitton calls theirs the bandeau. These are currently running between $200 and $240 on their website, unless it's a special collection and then it's more expensive, like the current Murakami collection. I saw one for $260. In my experience, the Louis Vuitton silks really vary in quality, especially with the printing. Some of them are very nice, others I've been less than impressed with. Tiffany & Company, I have one of their 90 centimeter square scarves. It is gorgeous. I would say if Hermès is the best, Tiffany & Company and Ferragamo are right there with them. Maybe Dior too. Tiffany calls their twillies the ribbon scarf, and they're only $150. So that's the least expensive of the luxury brands. Gucci calls theirs the neck bow, and they're currently asking $220, which is the same price as Hermès. I have not been impressed with the quality of Gucci silks. They're very thin, whereas Hermès has a little bit of a stiffness to it, and I haven't been impressed with the printing quality of Gucci scarves either. Ferragamo, on the other hand, beautiful. They charge $230, and they call theirs the bandeau. Fendi calls theirs the wrappy. They charge $240 more than Hermès. And again, I haven't been that impressed with Fendi's silks. Dior calls theirs the mitza. They're currently charging $250, and they are very nice quality, but not quite as good as Hermès. And then Coach, they call theirs the skinny scarf. Definitely not the quality of any of these brands, but still nice. And they do come in the cheapest of all of them at $75. So if money is your only concern here and you want a name brand designer item, Coach might be the way to go for you. However, if you're really interested in these scarves, my recommendation hands down is always going to be Hermès. If you think about it in terms of comparing the price of the Coach scarf with the Hermès scarf, so $75 versus $220, compare that to handbags. Let's say the average Coach bag might cost $400, but the average Hermès bag, I have no idea, $5,000, $7,000, $10,000. So there's a massive, massive price difference in things like bags. But with the scarves, that difference, although Hermès is still more than twice what Coach costs, that difference is really much lower. So for me, I think Hermès silk is really worth it. Now, speaking of Coach, let's jump to the second part of the video. I saw something on their website yesterday. They actually sent me a link through a text message where they're now offering bundles where they sell a handbag along with charms. So you buy it all together in one purchase instead of having to add the bag to your cart and then go find a charm and add that to your cart and maybe go find a chain and add that to your cart. So I saw this and I thought, wow, that's a great video idea. So I started screenshotting all the pictures and then writing the prices down. And what I was going to do was do a video where I break down the cost of all the bags they're offering in the bundles and all the charms they're offering in the bundles, and then add everything up and price it all out to let you know which the best values were. prefer, buying something in a bundle or buying it individually. But as soon as I started looking at the breakdown of the bundle pricing, I thought, well, I can't do a whole video on that because they're charging full price for everything. And I was a little baffled by that. I mean, obviously this is some kind of selling technique where they're trying to upsell, right? They want you to buy a bag and buy the charms. But usually when a company offers a bundle, they usually offer a discounted price for that bundle, which is also a way of upselling, buy the bag and get the charms, but you save $25 or whatever it might be. So a customer may think, well, I want the bag and I'd really like that charm, but when I put those two prices together, it's a little much. Or they could see a bundle and say, hey, that's the bag and the charm that I'd like to have, and I can save $25 if I buy it. It's only an extra $50 to get the charm instead of an extra $75 or whatever the case may be. And so that would encourage them to then buy both. But that's not what Coach is doing here. They've just thrown some things together really nicely. They are good-looking bundles, in my opinion. They've styled them well, but I'm a little confused with what they're trying to do when they're not offering a discount. Also, I noticed when you click on a bundle, it lists each of the items individually. It's usually a bundle of 3 items. I think for all of them, it's a bundle of 3 items. So you get the bag and you get either 2 charms or a charm and a chain. And at least for some of those items, you can select different colors. Like I was looking at the Brooklyn last night and you could select whichever color of Brooklyn you wanted. But then it might have a cherry chain attached and it didn't seem to list all the different colors of the cherries. By the way, the glittery silver and gold cherries are supposed to be coming back in January. They had sold out. They're supposed to be restocking, so keep an eye out for those if you were looking for them. I told you guys that they were going to sell out immediately. Those are very popular. But I didn't see them offering the different colors of the cherries to choose from. It was just one particular one. And that had one of the charms or chains sold out. How can you offer a bundle and then have one of the items listed as sold out? So I think it's an interesting idea that Coach is starting to play with, but they seem to have some logistical issues with it, and they're going to need to figure that out if they want that to be successful. They may need to set aside the bundles as different SKUs so they show up differently in their product inventory on the website, and people aren't able to buy cherry charms that belong to a bundle without buying the whole bundle. So I thought that was interesting. I would love to hear your comments on it. Please let me know in the comment section below what you think about that. What do you think their strategy is there? Do you think that's going to work for them? Do you think people will buy the bundles, or would people rather go pick out their own accessories for their bags? What do you think? And while you're down there, please remember to check the description box for everything I've linked from today's video and my website, autumnbeckman.com, the shop page. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Hope to see you back here next time, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye.